Yeah.
So when we are entering into SAP, the initial screen will be like this, right? So there you have to, now first step is go to SC11 transaction, SC11 T code, go to SC11 transaction, and the second step is select the radio button here, data type. Select the radio button, data type. Now start with your data element name Z or Y. Your data element name starting with Z or Y. Now I'm creating customer ID. Okay. Whether before going to create, whether this name is available or not, we need to check. Don't go directly. How we need to check? Provide your name and click here display. See, this customer ID is already exist. I cannot create
Okay.
a same customer ID. So if it is there, just provide any other name or one or two, three, four, like any name. Check this one. One is there. Yes, one also is there. And even I'm providing two. Check. Not only data element, all the elements you have to check like this before going to create. Okay. So see here it is. I'm trying to display, but it is not available. System is saying that this cust underscore ID2 does not exist. Check the name. Means this is not available in the database. Now I can create this name. Okay. Check the radio button, data type, and provide your data element name starting with Z or Y. And next step is click on create. Next step is click on create. Here, this one pop-up will come. In this pop-up, now we need to create data element only. That is the reason I am selecting data element radio button.
Okay.
Okay, this structure and this structure and table type I will discuss later. As of now, just we can remember that just we need to select data element. Okay, then click on continue. After selecting data element, click on continue. Here you need to provide your data element description. This is a customer ID, right? So I'm providing that customer ID. Okay, description is a mandatory. You have to provide this one. Okay, here in this data element screen, we have attributes, data type, further characteristics, and even field labels. So attributes is nothing but it will describe that this data element who is a person is created and when it was created, when it is created, on which package it is saving, on which language it is creating. It is describing about the properties of that particular person who is created and when it is created. Data type is nothing but here indirectly always it's a data element, it's a is nothing but it is a combination of domain. Okay, here see I will say that data element equal to it is a combination of data element plus domain. Don't get confusion. Okay, how the data element, see now this data type is nothing but here one radio button is there, right? This radio button domain, if you selecting this radio button domain under the elementary type, see here one more question is we can create two ways of the data element. Two ways. One is elementary type, elementary type. and another one is reference type. Okay, another one is reference type. So which type you are using, that is up to you. No one will ask to your question. No one will ask to you. This is a type you have to use like that. Which type you are using, that is up to you. And but the best practice is always you can go with elementary type. The best practice is always elementary type. Some people see domain is nothing but it will say that length and even data type, and even sometimes we can, if you want to provide any fixed values, we can provide in the fixed labels also, right?
Yeah.
But in reference type only we can provide data type and length. Okay, in the again in the elementary type we have like a mostly reference type, we won't go in the SAP mostly. Only in the elementary type only we can go while creating the data elements. In the again elementary type we have one more two options. One is one is with the help of domain, another type is with the help of predefined type. In the interview questions definitely they will ask how many ways we have while creating data element. You need to say this reference type is not mandatory. You need to say that either with the help of domain and with the help of predefined type. Both I will explain now. Okay, how the domain, with the help of domain how we can create, with the help of predefined type how we can create of the data element. Okay, see here now. This is the data type tab. It will describe the, with the help of domain you are creating, with the help of predefined type you are creating, it will describe about this information. Further characters is nothing but if you want to provide any parameter IDs or something, some document, if you want existing document or no input history, you don't want to provide some parameter IDs will come in the further classes. I will explain this like a characteristics, what is the use of parameter ID and all. As of now, just remember that just we have, if you want to provide any search helps, so we can provide for this search help in the data element level. Okay, and field label is nothing but for description like see, we have in the SAP we have short description, medium description and long description. Wherever you want to provide exactly what the description is available in the database, that description we can provide here. Okay, this is now I'm providing cust ID. This is a short description. Here medium description I'm providing customer ID. Here long description also I'm providing customer ID only. Here heading also I'm providing customer ID. See, before this there is no length here. Once after filling these labels, if you click on enter, the length will come automatically. System only will generate. No need to worry about this length. System only will generate this. If you want to provide only fixed some values, instead of 10 characters length, you want to provide only 8 characters, you can provide. System will allow, don't worry. It will allow. 8 characters it will take. But the best practice is do not provide this lengths your own. Whatever the system will give, let it be, keep it that one. Don't change anything. Okay, only you have to fill this field labels. The field labels also how it will be there in the future. I will show each and every field. Okay, just you can remember the process. I'm saying that. Okay, after filling these field labels, come to these data types. Here I am providing data domain. Yesterday you people created, right? ZEMP underscore ID. It's a domain is there,
Yeah.
right? If we don't know, then go to again SC11 transaction here, and you can select the domain here, provide the same name, ZEMP underscore ID is there or not. Check this. See, this domain is already there, right? So now I'm using this domain. Okay, here I'm providing. Before clicking enter here, see there is no data type and there is no length and even there is no decimal places, right? Just I'm providing a domain name and clicking enter here. See, now I'm clicking enter. See, automatically data type came and even length also it's came. How it is taken? Because of already we created one domain. This domain is available in the SAP. From this domain, from this domain properties only system is taken in internally. You no need to worry about this. Is it clear? So after clicking on enter, just you can click on save. Next step is select a domain radio button and provide your domain name and click on enter. Select radio button domain under the elementary type. Select the radio button domain under the elementary type. Provide your domain name. Provide your domain name and click on enter. And click on enter. Then this data type and length will come automatically. Okay. After clicking this enter, next step is select the save. Next step is save. Save your data element. Now I'm saving here. As of now, just I'm providing packages local object. Okay. But after saving that, it is under new state only. It is not in active. That means you are still under process. Means you are creating still a data element. It is not created. If the status is here, if the status data element is a new, then it is not created. Even if you saved also, it is not created. After saving that, you have to do the check. Here, after saving that, next step is please check the data element. Check data element. Check data element. This check will give the if any errors is there, then error will give. Okay. Check the data element. After that, activate the data element. Here activate. Okay, continue here. Now see, this is activation is there, right? Now it is active. Then now your data element is created. See, if you want to see, okay, just copy your data element name, okay, and go to again SC11 transaction, select a data type, provide your data element name, click on display. See, if it is showing now here, display data element. Here data element, we only created this one, right? So like this, we can see whether we created data element or not. Is it clear? Up to here, you have any doubt? Anyone?
Okay. Yeah. Uh, you created a data type, right? That is element, that is domain you created.
Yes.
If at all, yesterday also we created, right?
Sorry.
So, yesterday we created a domain.
Yes.
Yeah. And today also, once, like, if at all you took the data element, there also you created a domain.
Yes.
Is it compulsory that previously only we have to create a domain, or we can create the domain here only directly?
From here also we can create. That will also will show now.
Okay. Without creating there. Previously, without creating there, we can create here
Yes,
only.
yes, yes, yes. That will also I will show. Okay. Now see, now that will I will show. Just you can observe these steps. Both are like all the steps are common. Now I'm going to slash n SC11 transaction. Okay. Just I'm selecting this data type here. Now I'm creating vendor ID. Whether its ID is there or not, I don't know. I will check once. This ID is not existing. Just I'm creating data element now. Just you people can observe. I'm providing name vendor ID. Here I'm selecting data element. Okay. Here I'm providing name is vendor ID. Okay. And here vendor ID, just I'm copying this name and I'm providing here labels. Vendor ID, I'm providing vendor ID. Vendor ID I'm providing. And here after all filling this all field labels, I'm clicking enter. This length will system will take care of that. Okay, I'm not taking anything. Come to the data type. Here domain, existing domain is there, but I'm not providing existing domain. Now I want to create a new domain. Just for that new domain, z vend underscore id. Okay. After providing this, just I'm providing two for difference purpose. This is id, this I'm providing two. This is a domain I'm creating. Provide your domain name here. Double click on this. System will ask that you want to save before this existing. Yes, I want to save. I'm saving this local object. See here, system is only proposing that this vendor underscore ID2, this domain is not available in the system. You want to create? System will ask, system only itself it is asking. Yes, now my
Okay.
requirement is I want to create. That is the reason I'm selecting that. Yes. See, now it is came into the into the screen of domain level,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So here I'm
Yeah.
providing that vendor ID2.
Mm.
Here I'm providing the data type as we discussed yesterday, character and 10 characters I'm providing. Okay. After that I'm saving this. Again I'm providing my package. Here it is in new. Just I'm checking syntax and activate. Now vendor I'm activating. Now my vendor is activated. Okay. My domain of a vendor is activated. Now I'm going back. This still data element position is still in new. It is not activated. For this, after activating domain, save, check syntax, and here also you can activate it. See, this is also activated. Like this also you can create. But in real time, like this only we will do. But I have to explain both the ways. Is it clear, everyone? Have any doubt up to here? Is it clear? No? Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. Now we will go with the how to create a predefined type. What is the use of predefined type? Definitely you will get interview question on this. What is a predefined type of the data element? Predefined type is nothing but without a domain. Without domain, only data type and length we will fix that. Domain is not required. Without domain we will create directly. How we will create? You can take this one also steps. Okay. See now I'm going that slash n SC11 transaction. Same vendor name I'm creating. Okay. Vendor name I will create that with a predefined type. Okay. Vendor name, whether it is there or not, I need to check. It is already there. So that is the reason just I'm creating two. Two is not there. Then I'm going to create two. Okay. SC11, select the data type here and provide your data element name and click on create. Here data element only have to take. Here see, this is a vendor name, right? Vendor name. Here, instead of selecting domain, I am selecting predefined type. Here I'm providing character. This is the length is 40 characters. Okay, after providing that, provide the character data type and length, and then click on enter. Then come to the field labels. You have to provide vendor name. SAP ABAP is a case sensitive. It will accept all the both the cases. Okay, you should remember this one in your mind. Okay, after filling these field labels, come to the data type again. Field labels I filled and I came to here. But instead of domain, I'm providing this predefined type. Okay, just after this, save, check syntax, and again activate it. See, my data element is also created. Okay, in real time, we will go with the help of domain or with the help of predefined only. Reference type, mostly we won't go. Forget about this reference type. The ways of data element is creating two ways. One is with the help of domain, and another is with the help of predefined type. Okay, is it clear?
I have a doubt.
Yes.
Now, when we were creating the domain,
Yeah.
we were like we were giving both data type and connection name,
Sorry.
right?
Can you please speak
Wh-
louder, madam, please?
when you were creating the data, that is data element using domain,
Yeah.
then we used to give the name. But with respect to predefined types,
Huh.
we are not giving the name. No? How are we even like? How do we get to know?
System
Is it
itself, see here, system itself, that is the reason. The
okay?
ways of creating data element is two ways, with the help of
Okay.
domain and with the help
Mm-hmm.
of predefined type,
Okay.
right? So with the
Mm-hmm.
help of domain and with the help of predefined type, we can create this one, right? But the thing is, the best practice in the SAP is we have to go with always with the help of domain only. But I am saying that ways are there, two ways are there.
Okay.
Okay, but sometimes see, domain is nothing but what, as we know that what is a domain,
The one is it describes the technical attribute.
like a data type and number of
Yeah,
characters
with
only,
the
right?
length. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, same data type and a number of characters I'm providing here, no?
Mm-hmm.
But for this domain, for this data element, I want to provide some fixed values.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the predefined type is not suitable. So which are the data elements are required fixed values? Which are the data elements is not required? We don't know, right? As per the requirement, we have to go that. But the way is sometimes if the fixed values are not there, even some ranges are not there, right? Range values are not there, then you can go with the predefined type. But in the future also it may come the fixed values and range values, something like that, right? So at that
See,
situation, this predefined type is not suitable. That is the reason the best practice in the SAP is go with the domain only. But in interview questions, they will ask that how many types we can create a data element. You have to say that with the help of domain, we can create, with the help of predefined type, we can create. But whereas in predefined type, domain is not required. That's it. Is it clear now?
yeah, I have. Okay. And, yeah. Okay.
Any doubt, Praveen? Hello? Praveen, are you there?
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Praveen.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, Praveen, are you there?
Yes, yes, Anna, is there?
So have any doubt? No, right?
No, no, no.
You understood, right?
Yes.
See, here in this data element, you will get that interview point is interview questions. What is data element? Okay. And how many ways we can create data elements.
Yes.
Okay. Two ways we can create, one with the help of the domain, with the help of predefined type. Those two you have to remember these things. How you will remember? No, if you practice more, then you can remember easily.
Okay.
Okay. Now this data element is done. Now put side heading database table. Database table. See, in the first data button is there, no, database table. This is a database table. Put side heading database table. Definition, you can write it. Database table is nothing but it is a table. It is a table used to store the data in terms of in terms of in terms of in terms of rows and columns. In terms of rows and columns. Okay. Like the database is, it will save into the database like rows and columns with the with the values. Like, see, let us assume that I am giving here ID and here name I am giving. Okay. Here like address field. Okay. And here I am giving like a phone number, right? Here I'm giving like your like contact details. Generally we have like this, no? We will maintain the data in terms of Excel sheets also, we can maintain like this, no? So the same way we can create, this system will have also, it will store the data in terms of rows and columns only. This is nothing but it will save the data in terms of whatever the data you are entering or customer is entering or users are entering or functions are entering, whoever entering the data is, it will save in the form of rows and columns. The rows and columns is, we can call it as a database table because this table itself is available in the database. That is the reason we can call like that database table. Okay. So here one more point you have to remember that database tables are three types. In SAP we have three types of database tables. Three types of tables. Okay. The first one is transparent tables. Transparent tables. And the second one is pool tables. Third one is cluster tables. So what is transparent, what is pool table, what is cluster tables, we'll discuss one by one in detail. Don't worry, just you should remember that in the database tables, we have 3 types of tables. In SAP ABAP, other tables also there, but don't get confusion. Should remember, make sure that if the word will come a database, then only these 3 names you should remember. If the word will come other name, then others will come. As of now, you remember that if database will come, then these 3 should come into the picture of your mind. Okay, these transparent tables are there, pool tables are there, cluster tables are there. We'll discuss one by one in depth. Okay, now we'll discuss one by one in depth. Put side heading, transparent tables.